Did you know that this year approximately 15,000 parents will hear the words, "Your child has cancer"? According to the National Cancer Institute, across all ages, ethnic groups, and backgrounds, this disease remains to be the #1 death in children and it doesn't discriminate. It could happen to any child, yours, mine, your sister, your brother's, friends, anyone's. Though it being a powerful disease, the surviving rates are rising thanks to the research at St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude's is a nonprofit organization that helps battle pediatric cancer. Since 1962, St. Jude's Hospital has been a symbol of hope for children and their families in need. As one of the world's best pediatric cancer research centers, St. Jude's Hospital continues to provide the quality of research and treatment relying only on the support of many donors to continue the life-saving mission of finding the cures. What I'm about to tell you is the #1 problem. The cause of cancer in children are still unknown, and so is the cure. St. Jude is one of the world's leaders in developing new and improved treatments for children with cancer, and they create more clinical trials than any other children's hospital. St. Jude has helped push childhood cancer surviving rate from 10% to 80% today. The founders believe that no child should die in the dawn of life, and they spent more than half a century focusing on the mission by finding cures and saving children. The hospital also believes in saving the children regardless of their financial situation. This is why no family receives a bill from St. Jude. They cover any expense from food, travel, housing, and treatment. Unlike other hospitals, the majority of the funding for St. Jude comes from generous donors. It costs roughly $2 million a day to keep St. Jude open, which mostly is covered by donors. The hospital's income comes from more than 75% from donors. This not only affects the children, but the families. It's an expensive situation to find yourself in, and luckily that's something the parents don't have to stress about. It's an easy situation to ignore, but imagine your loved one being diagnosed and you needing the help to find the cure for an unknown disease and not having the money to pay for it. This is the most essential point, the help. With the total cost of children cancer exceeding many people's yearly salary, help and support is the main focus for St. Jude. Therefore, increasing awareness is the first step to raising more support for childhood cancer programs and research. St. Jude opens its doors to over 250 patients a day from children all over the world. And so whatever you can donate helps children out in numerous ways, from getting fed to even just breathing. 85 cents of every dollar received goes into the current and future needs of the hospital, showing that this nonprofit's honesty when it comes to caring about the children and their families. Because more than 75% comes from generous donors, St. Jude has the freedom to focus on what matters the most, which is curing the kids. Now let's focus on the future. The goal is to keep our young children, but the bigger picture is to help find the cure for the world. Ranked as one of the best pediatric cancer hospitals in the country, St. Jude shares its research with other hospitals, helping children from everywhere. St. Jude states that they will not stop until no child dies from cancer. So far, the hospital has come far. They are now the leader in sickle cell disease research. They play a significant role in research for influenza, and they treat over 5,700 patients a year. Finding a cure will not only help our current children in need, but also many to come, which might end up being your children, your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, anyone's. And with our help, St. Jude will find a cure for this disease. And this is where we take action. Everyone can easily donate at stjude.org. You can donate as little as $5 to $10, which would help tremendously with these children and their families. If you can't donate money, you can donate your time with some of St. Jude's organizations. They believe in being there for the families financially, but also with help and support. Volunteering and donating not only gives you the satisfaction of doing something good to others, but also creates a culture of helping thy neighbor, which will be passed on to many kids and so on. In its humble beginnings, the cause and mission to treat ill children without regard to the ability to pay was noble, Yet in that era, when cancer was almost always a death sentence, but with the help of St. Jude's Research Hospital, things have changed. Through successful fundraising resulting in cutting-edge technology and research, there will be more and more leaps and bounds in the battle against childhood cancer. Donating to St. Jude is simple and helps the future. The only question is, do you want to be part of the miracle?